Hello once again, Old Guy Jamming here. Today we're going to spend some time with the Jim Root number 4 Orange Head. Super fun. Lately, my criteria for whether or not an amp is a good amp is just how much fun it is to play. And this is really fun. But first, we're going to get into some tones with the G&L Blues Boy. And then we're going to throw it over to the dirty side with this ESP. And I was really surprised with the filth, the tight filth that comes out of this amp. It's awesome. So for anybody that plays a Tele or a Strat that likes edge of breakup stuff, this is a no-brainer. And also, if you like to play the real dirty stuff, this is kind of a no-brainer as well. Not so much a real clean channel, although you can get really good cleans out of it, but it's the headroom is pretty low. But what we're going to do is start out with rolling some tubes. And right now we've got the stock tubes in, and then I'm going to put a Mullard 12AX7 in slot 1 just to see what that's like. I've heard that tongue sole and or Mullards are really good to add clarity or brightness to a tone. My own tube rolling experience has left me really dismayed, I suppose, or disappointed. I rarely notice any difference in rolling tubes outside of groove tubes. Those have a particular tone. They're a little darker and a lot less fizzy. So if you want to tame fizziness in an amp, the GTs are an excellent way to go. And I'm experiencing a noisy cable this morning too. But anyway, and then after that I've got 3 tubes from my Mesa that I'm going to try to put in there just for fun as well. Gosh, I'm going to have to fix that first though. Anyway, this is stock. We'll go through this quick. Standby. I'll be back with the Mullard. Put the Mullard in. Everything else is the same. I'm not going to say in what way. Okay, I'll put the 3 Mesas in next. These are this is with the 3 Mesa tubes then. Again, nothing else has changed. Some tubes, and I thought I noticed some clarity in the Mullard and a little more brightness, both with the Mullard and the 3 Mesa tubes. However, it could just be because I think the tubes that were in this were the original tubes, and these are 2007, 2008, or 9. It's a pretty old deal. Each one of the original tubes had a little tiny A handwritten on the bottom of it. You probably won't see that, but there's a little A right there. I don't know why, but they're no name, they're no brand tubes, but Anyway, since I got the 3 Mesa in there and they sound fine, and wait till we turn the dirty on this. I'm going to leave them in there just for kicks. So here we go with some Teletones. Teletones. Hopefully that noisy chord stays quiet. Okay. So, like I said earlier, one of the qualifications anymore for me about an amp is it fun to play? This thing delivers in spades, as long as you're not after really ultra clean stuff. What was that? I accidentally hit my drummer. So, Tele-wise, I used the OCD to boost a lead on the neck. Otherwise, was playing the rhythm with just the amp distortion in the middle position on this incredible guitar, the Blues Boy. Nice, lots of twang. And it's brighter over on the bridge, of course. Clean this up if we max out the volume. Still okay on the sound meter. Very nice. Super, very clean, really chimey, very bright. But on the dirtier side, this is about where we were. We didn't have that much on, but we could put that much on. characteristic of your tone. It doesn't overly thin out. It doesn't turn into paper tearing on the overdriven side. With the orange amps. If we turn the gain up over here and whoa, again, plenty of gain on tap. Lots of bass, great EQ, 3-band EQ, only one channel, but you can do so much with it because of the way it acts with the turning the volume on your guitar up or down. Just a total pleasure to play. All right, so that's Telecaster stuff. Works great for that. Now we're going to switch over to the dirty side, and this was a real surprise to me. So I'll be right back. Alright. Okay, so back with the some dirt. Gain is still under halfway. The treble's dimed for the most part. Mids are right in the middle. And the mid on this is almost kind of a treble boost. As the mids come up, it gets a little brighter too. Interesting. And then the bass is a little less than half noon, because there's plenty of bass thump and kick, but that characteristic tight orange thump, goodness, it's just so tight without the distortion having to be really high, and there's none of that paper tearing. It's pure tone. Boost that. That's with the tumness. That's with the OCD. All right, so let's go into some detune. Which for this would be drop B. I'm going to turn the gain up to just a little over halfway. And we'll have to drop it down a little bit probably. toneness, if you boost it with the toneness or the OCDs, both seem to work pretty well. It's just ridiculously tight and thick and fat. And then you can, of course, roll that off and get some pretty good crunch tones as well. So you can go. Alright, so we're still. Or we roll the volume off. Forgot I was dropped. And that's just rolling off the volume. So you can get some really, it's just a great amp. So too much fun. Not made anymore. So there's getting fewer and fewer of these out there. If you were thinking, if you're on the curb a little bit about what your next purchase should be, if you're on the fence a little bit, I'd really consider one of these. And then another thing, I wanted to thank all the new subscribers. We're almost up to 1,800. Wow. Man. So, but I did want to thank all the subscribers. Lots of new people came on at the end of this year. Thanks for all the great comments, the kind words. Appreciate the support. I'm an at-home hobbyist hack of a guitar, but I do like to throw things out there that I think might be helpful because my own journey has been fraught with just, gosh, so many hours on YouTube. And I like some opinion in the video as well as getting some tones. But I've noticed too that so many of the videos anymore are really overly processed. They hook amps up to load boxes with IRs and cab simulations, and it sometimes gets to the point where I know there's a difference in those two amps. Like I saw one the other day, it was a Tweaker 15 up against a PRS, and I've owned both of those, and I just know that they're not going to sound as close as they did to the video I watched. But that's what you can do with simulations and computer interfaces. So I like the in-room mic, and then I like when you get some opinion from the reviewer as well, not just the tones, but because you can't hear everything on YouTube. You just can't. In fact, you lose a lot. I've learned you lose a lot of the tonal characteristics. But I often will go to, if I'm looking online for reviews, I'll go to Premier Guitar or blogs, and I really do appreciate somebody's insight, personal insight into products, because I think that's where the authenticity comes through. I think that's where the honesty comes through, as opposed to just trying to make everything you have sound really great. This thing is legit. Love it. I wanted something orange, but the Brent Hines had that useless natural channel. For me, was useless, and I hate having vestigial organs hanging around, vestigial channels, you might think of them as. And then this, and I may sell the boogie, I may sell the Mesa because it's complicated. It's this, you just turn a few knobs and you've got great tones. Whereas that, it takes a while to dial in the crunch, the clean, and the lead. And then once you've got those dialed in, it's kind of hard to vary too far off of those. And I also notice with the Mesa that if you turn the bass up too much, it starts to get flubby. Whereas on this, you turn the bass up and it's got that orange thump, that tightness. That's great. Works great with Telecasters and works great with humbuckers. Something I didn't expect, but super tight. Unlike the OR15, which I also had. I had the Rocker, the Terror, and the Brent Hines, and the OR in, and super stoked about this. So get one while you can. Thanks again to everybody for coming by the channel. We'll see you in 2021. I'm going to take a few days off. And won't see you again probably till 2021, but I got a Wong's HD15 coming. Hand-wired amp out of China that I'm kind of excited about. Took a while to get, but one's on the way. So we'll see you back with that later in the year, in the new year. All right, so the old guy's out.